Hi, my name is Clara, and I never thought I'd live to hear my own son yell at me like I was a stranger in his home. Pay your rent or get out, he said, and I just sat there, hands aching from arthritis, trying to understand how the boy I once held close could look at me with no softness at all. His wife stood behind him like she had been waiting for this moment, ready to back him up. I remember that moment clearly, not the anger, not the noise, but the quiet breaking of my heart. I didn't argue, I didn't beg, I just looked at him and said quietly, "All right, I will get out." And I meant it, because what they didn't know, and what they never questioned, was that the ground they stood on wasn't theirs the way they believed. That house had my name on it. Every brick, every nail, every piece of wood had my hands behind it. I want you to understand this. Sometimes, strength isn't loud. Strength is quiet. Strength is knowing when to stand firm, even when nobody notices. I was born and raised in New York, in a neighborhood that teaches you early, pride keeps you standing, but it can also keep you silent. Most of my life, I endured pain quietly. I thought endurance was love, but there's a difference. Love is giving freely. Endurance is surviving. I had spent years stretching dollars, stretching my patience, stretching my back and hands until they ached, and somehow, I thought that was strength. I called it loyalty. When my arthritis worsened, my son called me more often. He promised it would only be temporary, just until I could get back on my feet. I believed him. I packed my things quietly, a few clothes, my medication, my Bible, some old photographs. I stepped into his house thinking I was stepping into family, into help. I promised myself I wouldn't be a burden. I would earn my place quietly, with meals, with cleaning, with love. At first, it felt right. The house was alive with little feet, laughter, smells of breakfast. I thought being needed was a blessing, even if my body hurt. But little by little, I noticed the small things: sharp comments, sighs, the way my daughter-in-law's eyes followed me through rooms. I tried to fit smaller, adjust more. I told myself it was stress, parenting, life. Then came the kitchen rules. Don't touch this shelf. Don't use that pan. Cook at this time. It wasn't about order, it was about control. Her smile never reached her eyes. And my son, he glanced at her first, before speaking to me. His approval mattered more than my dignity. I started paying small things, groceries, bills, just to keep peace. But the words rent and cost began to feel like knives. I felt like my presence had a price tag. That day, I set a heavy pan in the sink to soak. My daughter-in-law saw it as proof of something. Her voice rose immediately, speaking about grease, cleanliness, responsibility. My son came running, angry and impatient, eyes hard. I realized then that in this house, there was no room for my pain, no room for my dignity. I set the towel down, rinsed my hands, and walked away without another word. I sat on the edge of the bed, trying to calm my heartbeat. He wasn't finished. The footsteps came again, heavier this time, and he shouted, "Pay your rent or get out." I held my Social Security envelope tightly, feeling every ache, every sacrifice I had made. Every night I stayed awake for him, and I thought, I will not beg, I will not cry, I will not let them see me small. I went to my closet, pulled down the old shoebox. Papers inside proved what they never questioned: the deed. My name, clear as day. I held it, trembling slightly, not from fear, but from the weight of memory. Years of sacrifice, love, endurance, all in my hands. I realized something profound. Shouting doesn't give power. Control doesn't give respect. Truth does. Boundaries are not punishment, they are protection. I quietly packed my things. I didn't need an argument, a scene, or a dramatic moment. I walked out, carrying my dignity with me. 2 weeks later, the new owner served them notice, and suddenly, the ones who yelled at me were the ones facing the reality. My phone rang. My son's voice, frantic, pleading, panicked. I let him speak until his words ran out. Then I said calmly, "It's not a mistake." And for the first time, he understood. I sat in my small apartment, peaceful, legs aching, hands resting. Not fancy, not big, but mine. I had my life back, my dignity back. I had learned something powerful. Love may be tested, endurance may be expected, but respect is earned, and it cannot be borrowed. Sometimes the quietest victory is the one that heals you the most.